said that a picture can be worth 1,000 words, but these photos that we're going to discuss in this video appear to be innocent, normal photos, but have backstories that will tell something different. Adventures in the mountains can be some of the most relaxing and sometimes thrilling moments. In this video, you see a girl standing on a rock while observing a beautiful view. Sadly, this amazing photo led to a tragic end for this young woman. Jolie Collin was a beautiful and fun-spirited 18-year-old young woman that had her whole future ahead of her. She grew up living the normal high school dream, being a very popular girl amongst her peers, especially being that she had a fun and funky style and changed her hair color quite often. While she was in high school, she at one point started dating a local boy named Lauren Daniel Bunner, who was 2 years older than her. It was said by those who knew them that Bunner was very jealous when it came to her, and possessive as well. Jolie attempted more than once to end things with him because of this, but he always talked her out of it, threatening to take his own life. But she eventually was able to end things with him and soon entered another relationship. After several months, she got a call from Bunner asking her to take a hike with him and her dog. She was not immediately alarmed about this because it had been a while since they had broken up, and they both agreed that this hike would be as friends. They decided to take their hike to the Pinhoti Trail at a state park in Alabama. While hiking, this photo was taken, and it looks like such a serene image of a young woman standing on a mountainside with a beautiful view. But it was what happened after this photo was taken that was shocking. As Jolie had her back turned to the camera, looking out at a beautiful scenery, her ex-boyfriend shot her in her back and the back of her head. After shooting her, he rolled her lifeless body over the cliff and walked back to his car and called 911. But admitted to the 911 operator what he had done, and he simply waited on the side of the road for the police to arrive. Lisa Ann Froon, age 22, and Chris Kremers, age 21, were two students who grew up in the city of Amersfoort in the Netherlands. Froon was known as a passionate volleyball player with a very optimistic personality. Kremers was known for being more of a free-spirited, creative type, but also was responsible when she needed to be. Both young women lived together in Kremers' dorm at the University of Utrecht, and they were also both working at a cafe. After some time, they were able to save up enough money to go on a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Panama to learn Spanish and do some volunteering, along with having a little fun. They toured Panama for 2 weeks after arriving, and eventually stayed with a local family for a month while volunteering with children. It was on April 1st that the girls went hiking near the clouded forest that surrounded the Beirut volcano. It was said that the two girls had had breakfast with two young men before going on their hike. While on their hike, the girls posted on their Facebooks and were taking pictures along the way. They also took the restaurant owner's dog with them as well, promising to have it back. But it would be the dog that would ignite the concern that led to the investigation. When the dog returned to the restaurant and the girls were nowhere to be seen. Suddenly, both of the girls' parents stopped receiving text messages from both of the girls that had been texting them the whole time. A major search took place, also involving both of the girls' parents. Over time, several items of the girls were turned into the investigation team. It wouldn't be until 2 months later that the girls' remains were found along a riverbank. It would be these photos that would be the last photos of the girls alive. It's unclear exactly what happened to the girls, but investigators believe that one of the girls may have gotten hurt badly during the hike, and the other one tried to go for help and got injured herself, leaving both of them to starve to death. There are others that believe that the two girls could have possibly reached foul play while hiking due to the strange evidence left. It was discovered on both of the girls' phones that at one point they tried contacting 112, which was the emergency number for Panama. But sadly, none of the calls went through, due to the bad reception, except for one. But the call never reached anyone. But either way, these photos are the haunting last moments captured of the girls still alive. Now this photo, unlike the previous ones, was more of a disturbing visual of a young girl that appears to be terrified with her hands up as if she's trying to block herself from being photographed. The young woman in this photo was Regina Walters. Regina Walters was a young 14-year-old girl that at one point decided to run away with her boyfriend at the time, Ricky Lee Jones. It's believed that on the road the couple came across Robert Ben Rhodes, who was a truck driver at the time. It's thought that Rhodes murdered Ricky Jones and abducted Walters. Rhodes transformed the back of his truck as a torture chamber for hitchhikers. After being abducted, Rhodes held her captive with him for a long time, and even let her speak to her parents from time to time on a payphone. Rhodes found pleasure in mentally torturing not just Walters, but her parents as well. But on the last day of her life, Rhodes cut Walters' hair extremely short and forced her to wear a black dress and heels, as seen in this photo. He took her to an abandoned barn and disturbingly took pictures of her before he strangled her with a wire, leaving her for dead. Her remains were located at the barn in September of 1990. It would be April of the same year that Rhodes' murder spree would end when he was pulled over, and when checking his truck, a nude woman was discovered in the back of the truck screaming for help. It's believed that Rhodes murdered more than 50 women between 1975 and 1990.